introduce myself real quick. My name is Mary Davern. I'm a senior biology major here at UD with a concentration in Italian. I went to Rome fall of 2014, and I was an au pair in Italy for a summer when I was 16, and that's when I first fell in love with Italian culture. So a little bit of background on Italian fashion. When I think of Italian fashion, I think of timeless elegance. And here's a quote from Gianni Versace that sort of explains this idea. Non essere alla moda, non lasciare che essa ti posseggia, ma su tu a decidere cosa sei, cosa vuoi esprimere con il tuo modo di essere e di vestire. So don't be into trends, don't make fashion own you, but you decide who you are, what you want to express by the way you dress and the way you live. So Italians have a great love of beauty, and this is really reflected in their culture, especially in their art and literature, art and architecture, but it's also reflected in the way they dress and the way they carry themselves. So Italians are proud to be Italians. Italians like to invest in high quality pieces rather than having a lot of cheaper pieces, so quality over quantity. This can also be applied to packing, so bring less things that can be worn in many different ways that are versatile. And then take advantage of your time in Europe. Invest in good quality pieces. Get inspired by all the different cultures you're observing. Also, Italians aren't quiet. If you know of any Italians, you've probably figured this out. They're not afraid to be bold, and you can see that with the bow ties or the bold colors or jewelry. So on this idea of quality over quantity is the idea of a capsule wardrobe. So that is when you have many pieces that can be paired together differently. So theoretically, all the tops could be worn with all the bottoms. This is a good example of what you would want to bring if you're going fall Rome. I don't know if a lot of you guys are fall roamers, but yeah. So a good pair of walking sandals is definitely essential because you're walking everywhere. And a smaller bag too, because you don't want to be carrying around lots of stuff just for practical reasons. And along the idea of quality over quantity is also this idea of more effortlessly dressing. In Europe, women tend to wear less makeup and are more carefree, so definitely incorporate that into your wardrobe. Here's a good example of a capsule wardrobe if you're going spring Rome, so definitely a good pair of walking boots as opposed to sandals, and clothes you can layer for warmth. Here are some examples for guys. You can see there's a lot of neutral colors, so charcoal grays, navies, whites, khakis. Also, make sure you bring dress shoes and a good pair of sneakers. So avoid touristy things. People are going to know you're American probably just by one glance at you, by the way you look, by the way you walk, etc. But don't try to stand out too much just to be safe. So avoid long white athletic socks, gym clothes, flip-flops unless you're on the beach, baseball hats, plaid, and also don't walk around with a big map. It may sound obvious, but it'll really make you stick out. You can download an app called Ullman. They have all the major cities in Europe. It's really helpful. So some other good suggestions. A good pair of walking shoes like Birkenstocks or soft kind of sandal. Bring 2 semi-formal dresses for the girls. There's a wine tasting and a chaplain's reception. And then for guys, like a sport coat and tie, stuff like that. Make sure to bring a foldable rain jacket and travel backpack. And make sure that the size of the travel backpack is pretty compact because Ryanair is you'll probably be taking that on your travel weekend. It's the cheapest airline, and they're pretty strict. Make sure to bring church-appropriate attire. So for girls, it's like dresses that hit to at least the knee and like 3/4 length sleeves. And for guys, short sleeves, no tanks, and long pants. Pepper spray is also a really good thing to bring, but make sure you don't pack that in your carry-on because it can be confiscated at customs. Snacks too, a compact water bottle because they charge for water in Europe, and a clothesline because they don't have dryers there. And along the same topic, their washers are pretty harsh, so don't bring anything really delicate that you like a lot because it'll probably be ruined. Refillable travel shampoo bottles and a travel towel that's small because a lot of hostels don't have shampoos like hotels or towels. And then another side note, don't worry about bringing scarves because everyone in my class brought tons of scarves at like outside of every church, so you'll be set. And then some other tips, leave lots of space in your luggage for gifts and for new items, and to look into compact space-saving techniques of packing. There's like roll packing or flat packing. You can look it up on YouTube. There's lots of videos. And then try to label your suitcase just so it doesn't blend in with everyone else's, and so you can pick it up really quickly with like a ribbon or a bright colored Post-it or something. And then learn some Italian before you go. There's this great app called Duolingo, and no matter where you're starting from knowing zero Italian to already being somewhat fluent, it's a great way to practice.